You have changed your opinion in a conversation because you felt the room disagree. You have worn something you did not want to wear, said yes when you meant no, stayed quiet when you had something important to say. These behaviors are the execution of a prehistoric survival program that predates language itself. Your brain is running an ancient code designed to keep you alive. For 99% of human evolutionary history, we lived strictly in small tribal groups of 50 to 150 people. In this ancestral environment, social rejection meant the immediate loss of shelter and protection. Being pushed out was a biological death sentence. Alone meant dead. To prevent isolation, your brain evolved a hypersensitive monitoring system. It scans every social interaction for signs of disapproval, firing off alarm signals the moment it detects a threat to your standing in the group. When you feel like you might actually die from social embarrassment, you are experiencing a biological fact inherited from your ancestors. Psychologist Mark Leary at Duke University identified this system as the sociometer. This dial represents the sociometer. Leary's research redefined self-esteem as a real-time readout of your social acceptance. The system is always running, but cannot differentiate genuine survival threats from modern inconveniences. An unanswered text triggers the same danger response as tribal exile. You are navigating the modern world with an ancient gauge that constantly misidentifies awkwardness as a death sentence. In 2003, psychologist Naomi Eisenberger and her team at UCLA used fMRI brain scans to map exactly how the brain processes this social friction. Participants played a virtual game called Cyberball, where they were deliberately excluded by other players while their brain activity was monitored. The scans revealed that social rejection activates the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex. This is the same region that registers physical pain. To your brain, being left out of a group chat generates a signal identical to a broken bone. Research by Matthew Lieberman shows the brain's social processing network is active by default. When you aren't focused on a specific task, your brain automatically switches to thinking about other people and their opinions. Social pain is a hardwired physical trauma response. It is a biological alarm designed to force group cohesion at any cost. When you edit yourself to fit every room, you eventually stop being seen at all. You lose track of which version is real, performing for an audience that might not even be watching. Psychologists Thomas Gilovich and Kenneth Savitsky at Cornell University identified the mechanism behind this performance, known as the spotlight effect. This chart compares how much we assume others notice us versus the reality. In study after study, humans drastically overestimate how much other people scrutinize their mistakes or appearance. The data shows the average person spends roughly 52% of their waking hours thinking solely about their own problems and experiences. You are enduring biological pain to perform for an audience that is too busy looking at themselves to notice you. Social media weaponizes the spotlight effect. It takes the indifference of others and converts it into a digital scoreboard, scaling your ancient tribal monitoring system from 150 people to millions. This visualization shows the 150-node network multiplying into a swarm of infinite data. Metrics like likes and follower counts overload the sociometer with a relentless speed it was never engineered to process. Research in JAMA Pediatrics found that adolescents spending over 3 hours a day on these platforms showed a sharp spike in anxiety and depression. This distress is a hardware mismatch. Your brain is trying to use an ancient tribal gauge to process a global audience. Every person whose opinion you fear is secretly running the exact same survival program. The person you are performing for is busy performing for someone else. Research by Brenebrown at the University of Houston found that the highest levels of belonging were reported by people who had stopped trying to control how others perceived them. Data compiled from the dying shows that the most common human regret is living the life expected by others instead of a life true to oneself. You can never turn off the sociometer. It is a permanent part of your biological history, but you can learn to hear its alarm bell and choose not to obey it. Courage is hearing the ancient alarm, feeling the physical fear of judgment, and choosing to live authentically anyway.